Hey yappers, welcome back to Binge, Yap, Repeat. Today, we are diving into Sterling Point, the newest Prime Video teen drama series set in a beautiful waterfront town. We yap all about the style of dialogue in the show, the Ellis, Rory, Annie love triangle, Ramuna, ceremonial first periods, and how this Prime Video teen drama compared to some of the other ones we've covered. If you loved Off Campus, The Summer I Turned Pretty, or Every Year After, then this show is definitely for you. Buckle in because our episode starts now.
It's a new episode, a new notebook, but the same old hosts. I'm Ruchi.
And I'm Shalini.
And welcome back to another episode of Binge, Yap, Repeat. Today's episode is all about Sterling Point, a new Prime Video series that released August 5th, 2026. And the premise of the show is that adults can be as dramatic, messy, and secretive as teenagers are. Okay, so as always, this is a spoiler-free zone. No.
Spoiler-friendly.
Spoiler-friendly zone. So what I'm about to do is absolutely going to spoil the show. So if you care about that, you can either skip forward or hit pause, go binge, and come back when you're ready to yap with us. Okay, so the premise of the show, I'm just going to outline this because I felt like every episode I was like, what the heck is going on? We go from Annie and Connor, are fraternal twins that we find out are adopted. They live in New York. We find out that their adopted mom, Goldie, is dead. We find out that they have a secret grandpa, Gordon, who loved them all along and left a $22.7 million island. We find out that mom, Goldie, has a secret daughter named Ramona, and Goldie actually died in childbirth instead of cancer, like previously thought. We find out that Goldie had an affair with Joe, who is this random guy who lives on the island. But Joe is actually not the father of Ramona. And we find out that the real father of the secret daughter, Ramona, is actually the adoptive dad. And then at the end of the show, Annie and Ramona switch places. Ramona is now in New York. Annie is left on Muskoka. And that's where the show ends. Season 1.
Excellent synopsis, Ruchi. Couldn't have done it better myself.
Thank you. So, Shalini, what did you think of all of the twists and turns in this show?
I enjoyed them. I think I did not see any of them coming. Well, I saw the part coming where we thought Joe was the dad, but then something wasn't really sitting right with me, and I had a feeling he wasn't actually the dad. And then I was right. But it wasn't in a way that was like, oh, that was so predictable. I was like, oh, okay. That was well done. I really liked that twist. Yeah, honestly, I really liked this show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Are you laughing because you hated it, or are you laughing because I always love these types of shows?
A little bit of both. I feel like okay, to be fair, I didn't hate it. I think I was with the show up until a certain point, and then there were just some choices that in the show I was like, I feel like I'm not really connecting with it, and I didn't really understand why. I think part of it was the plot. The other part of it was the dialogue with the characters. And I think maybe a smaller part of it was also the acting.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's talk about this.
But I think it's less about the acting and maybe more about the dialogue. I think that was what my concern was. Okay. So just like going into the twist and Joe specifically, I think I'm with you there. I was like, yeah, Joe's absolutely plays a part in this. Oh, actually, he doesn't play a part in this. Actually, he's quite irrelevant. Okay. So Joe, it was so weird because one, I felt like in the very beginning when we first have like a real conversation with Joe is like, it's not my place. It's not my place to tell you how your mother actually died. And then it was like a dramatic moment and then the episode ended. And then we find out later on in the show that he's basically the only person who was there when she did die. So,
Right.
like, who else would have told Annie how her mom died? Like, it had to be him.
True. He's like, it's not my place, nor is it anyone else's, because no one else knows what happened.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, Joe, why are you gatekeeping this knowledge? You're literally the only one who knows. Why are you keeping the knowledge?
Joe is like the villain. Obviously, he means well, I think, but he was the villain of the show for sure.
Yeah, right? Okay, the other issue that I had with Joe is he didn't, even if he believed that he was Ramona's dad, he did not take any sort of responsibility or guardianship over Ramona whatsoever. He seemed to be the only one with this knowledge. He and, I guess, Gordon were the only ones with this knowledge. No responsibility. And then there was a moment where in the show where you thought that Joe was Ramona's dad, and he's like looking out the window and he sees Ellis and Ramona kind of being very sibling-esque, and he's like, oh, how nice. My two children are getting along, and he has this little secret smile. And then you're just like, you do not deserve that, first of all. I was like, why are you smiling?
No thanks to you, bro. God. Yeah, that was so annoying. That's such a good point that he has known that he was Ramona's dad, or at least that he is her guardian, for a while. Since
16
Gordon's
years?
death. Well, do you think... Oh, that's true, because he probably... Yeah, okay, he's known that for 16 years and has done jack shit about it.
Yeah. And not only that, doesn't even know how to run a business.
Oh my God, yeah. I can't believe his son was putting money into savings for him. This is so stupid. Fuck off, Joe. We hate you. Bleh.
Ugh. Yeah, so anyway, I think my last point about Joe is I don't know what Joe's game plan was.
Like, I think just wait for Ramona to turn 18 and then hopefully the whole thing goes away.
Like, never be honest about if he actually was Ramona's biological dad or not.
I guess not.
So wild.
So wild.
Even then, and even when he was like, oh, Ellis, Ellis was like, what was the plan, Dad? And he was like, well, I was planning to tell your mom and then be a family with Goldie to a child that I didn't even know was mine. And then to Goldie's point, if Ramona was adoptive dad's, her husband's actual daughter, then that means that Goldie was getting it on with the two of them at the same time.
True. A real Mamma Mia situation.
Crazy. And that was my premise of why adults were as messy and immature as the teenagers. If not messier, to be honest.
Well, maybe, I mean, for sure, her affair with Joe was messy, but I think it was established that they had been trying for a kid for so long, right? So maybe, do you think she and Steven were having sex because they were trying for kids and not because they loved each other?
But at this point, they had already adopted Annie and Connor. True. And they were 2 years old at this point.
True.
So...
Adults be messy. Damn.
So messy.
Did you recognize the actor that played Joe?
No. Who was he?
Okay, you watched Grey's Anatomy, right?
I did.
He was Denny Duquette in Grey's Anatomy.
Denny!
Yeah! The one that Izzy,
Yeah.
breaks laws for.
Yes! Izzy, she got fired because of what happened with Denny, right?
She actually did not get fired, which she absolutely should have.
Oh,
I don't think she got fired, because this was season 1 or 2, but then she stayed until season 5 when she got brain cancer.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And then she ended up quitting or leaving.
I think so.
Dying. Yeah. One of those.
Yeah. In some order.
Some order. Whoa. Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, I did think that he looked a little familiar, but I couldn't place him.
Same. The entire show, I was like, how do I know this guy? And then it came to me while we were already yapping.
Nice. Okay, so question for you. Do you take the dad side, adoptive dad side? I forget his name. What is his name?
Steven?
Steven. Do you take Steven's side or do you take Goldie's side in this story? So, like, there's a huge argument about how Goldie wanted Annie and Connor to stay with her in Muskoka, and then Steven came with the lawyer in the middle of the night, in quotes, and then took Annie and Connor away to live in New York with him.
Okay, I don't know if this is a hot take, but I kind of sided with the dad.
I kind of sided with the dad too.
I thought he was the only like logical one in this story. And if Goldie wasn't happy with him, that's fine. But he assumed that they were gonna have this whole life together with kids in New York, and then she like completely derailed that. So I felt like it was fair for him to take the kids back to New York. Where like he could actually provide for them and they would get an education and I mean not that they're not getting an education in Muskoka, but those people don't seem ambitious. So maybe he was like, I want the best for these kids. I don't know. Yeah. I sided with him.
Yeah. Yeah, it was super weird because I feel like we were supposed to not side with him and we were supposed to be like, Goldie just wanted to live her life in Muskoka. But like the fact that Goldie did not communicate anything to Steven, ran off with Annie and Connor, I think. Or no. They came together to Muskoka.
Yeah.
And then she was like, I'm gonna stay.
Yeah.
And the kids are staying with me. And then he's like, hello? We went through a very long process. Do you know how long the adoptive system takes in the US to get these two children? We have to sign so much paperwork. You cannot just stay in Muskoka and then presumably want to get a divorce and then start your own life with Joe? Question mark.
Dude, also, like, how would that work? Because, okay, so she had the twins, then she got pregnant. Then by that time, Joe already had Ellis, right? So were the 6 of them just supposed to live as this, like, single happy family?
Who knows?
Who knows?
There was not a lot of foresight, it seems.
Messy!
Leo Messy.
I have a question for you. So, thinking about all of the teenagers in this show, there's Connor, there's Annie, there's Rory, Ellis, Ramona, Una. I think that's all of them.
Sully?
Which of these Oh yeah, Sully. Which of these teenagers did you identify with the most?
Honestly, probably Ellis.
Mm.
I think Ellis because he's just trying to do his job. He has 6 different jobs on this island. He is the entire economy of Muskoka.
So true.
It's up to him. And I feel like he feels a lot of responsibility about like doing the right thing, saying the right thing. He's also really shy about his feelings and not very forthcoming about them. So I feel like that's why I feel like a younger me is Ellis.
Cute. Yeah. He's the only guy that flies a plane on the island. He's the only guy that drives a boat on the island.
Yeah.
He's the only guy that cleans the boats on the island.
And fleeces tourists for them.
That's right.
Cleans out the wallets too. Oh yeah, and then okay, sorry, side question on that. This is the other part about the plot that I was like, what? So there's like this party that happens, and then Ellis is at this party, and then at the very end of this party, Connor shows up, presumably from Toronto. Ellis is the only pilot, so like, how did Connor even get there to the cabin?
Seriously, that's so true. Plot twist. Or wait, did he? Oh no. The dad met Ellis on the plane, but we didn't hear how Connor got on the island.
We have he swam, probably.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Who of the teenagers do you relate to the most?
I think I identified with Annie the most. I feel like her arc was kind of like she was learning how to express her emotions and not manage other people's emotions all the time. like her dad.
Mm-hmm.
And like learning how she's allowed to have reactions to things and stuff. And I feel like that's also my character arc in life. And so I really
Mm.
identified with that, especially when she found out that Ramona was Steven's biological daughter and she like didn't have the best reaction, but then like Ramona kind of got mad at her, like got mad back at her and she was like, "Sorry for having a reaction to this." I was like, "Yeah, Annie, it's so unfair that everyone else gets to like be mad and you appease them, but then when you're mad, they get mad back at you." Yeah.
That's true. I think my thing with Annie, I never understood how she actually felt. And I
Mm.
don't know if that was an intentional choice or maybe it was a dialogue choice or maybe it was an acting choice or what it was, but like I never understood if she actually meant what she said or would like if she liked someone or not. Like I had no idea how she actually felt about Rory.
Yeah. I mean, this is how I interpreted it. I think she was like, "Oh, this guy's cute and like he likes me, so let me just like have some fun." But then she was like, "Actually, I don't really have feelings for him, but I really do have feelings for Ellis." But then she was like
Mm.
exploring both at once, but trying not to piss either of them off. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but like the ways that she talked to him, I felt was very like it seemed like she was into him, but then she would make
Rory.
choices that yeah, it seemed that she was into Rory. But then she would make choices that's like, oh no, I'm not actually into him. And then in the next scene she would do something that was like the other way around, where she would be like, oh, I think I'm kind of into him, and then she would do some or like no, sorry, wait, what did I say before?
That
Anyway, you
she's
get the point.
anyway, yeah.
Where she
Yeah,
would
I
like
get
flip
it.
flop, her words and her behaviors would like flip flop and be at odds with each other. And then I was like, is this intentional or is it a dialogue? Like the way that she's delivering these words is like at odds with her behavior. I was very confused.
It's appropriate for her age. Didn't you have like a crush where you're like, I don't know if I'm actually into them or if I'm kind of into them. I don't know if I would still be into them if they were into me, you know? Like,
Maybe, but here's what makes me think that it might be the dialogue because there is one scene where Ellis is inviting her to a movie and he's like, "Oh, have you heard of Uptown Girls and this other movie?" And then she's like, "Yeah, those are my favorite movies of all time." And he was like, "Oh, okay, great." And then she was like, "No, I'm just kidding. I haven't seen either of them." And then he's like, "Oh, okay, well, they're playing this movie at they're playing this movie at this double feature night." And then she's like, "Oh, okay, maybe I'll invite Connor. He's a huge fan of Dakota Fanning." And then I was like, did you just say that you didn't? Do you know these movies or do you not know these movies? I
that's
don't
true.
know.
I was surprised she knew that Dakota Fanning was in that movie.
So that's why that interaction had me second guessing just everything. I was like, to what extent do you know or not know things? Because this is taking the unreliable narrator to the next level. Like, I don't know.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah. Okay, I will say I really liked how she delivered all of her lines, and I felt like her delivery was so natural. And when she was talking about losing her virginity, and she's like, "I lost my virginity on a whim," and stuff like that. Like, everything she said felt very real. And like, she would trip up on her words, which is so real. And it wasn't like this polished dialogue that was made for TV. It just felt so natural. So I actually really liked how she delivered her lines. However, I do agree with you. And as another person, or as a person who identifies with Annie, I think sometimes I'm also not sure what I mean when I say things, but I'm like, I do things because it's like my duty sometimes. And I don't know. I just feel like people pleasers sometimes don't really say what they mean,
Okay,
you know?
that's a fair point. I think I really liked how maybe this was a creative choice because Ramona and Una kind of did that too,
Mm.
where they didn't really have that like polished speech that we're used to on TV. And so they did trip over their words a lot. They did kind of like say things that came kind of out of pocket. And you're like, whoa, like, where is this coming from? Where did you come from? Where did you
Yeah.
go?
Cotton Eye Joe.
Joe. Yeah, so I guess that was a creative choice. I think it was just like maybe the way that Annie did her lines, it was like a little too flippant. And so I never knew how much to trust her. Versus Ramona, for example, always delivered things like very straightforward.
And Ramona is a person that's very sure of herself also, right? So I
That's
feel
a
like
good
that
point.
comes with it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, I will cede this point.
Oh, another dialogue of Annie's that I loved was when she was like, I think she had made out with Ellis, but then hadn't told Ramona yet, but then they started talking about it. And then she was like, Ellis and I kissed. And then she's like, oh my God, actually, I'm so glad we're talking about this. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, that feels so girlhood.
Yeah. I guess the other thing that was interesting is I never expected Ramona to be someone who accepted others very easily. So even the fact that Annie was, it turns out, her sister, felt like Ramona kind of accepted her too easily. And then they got close like very, very quickly, I feel.
Very quickly. Yeah. That felt a little unnatural.
Yeah. Like I would have imagined that someone like Ramona would be extremely guarded.
Yeah.
Especially when random people from New York
were like,
come.
Right. And they were like cuddling by the middle of the summer. I don't even cuddle with my sister, and I've known her since I was 3.
You've known her since you were 3?
Yeah, not to brag.
Whoa. Yeah, but I think like that's kind of what I mean. I feel like there are some things that were forced and some things that were natural, and they weren't very intuitive on like which was which.
Yeah.
Another thing that I took issue with when it came to attention to detail, there was a whole montage in which Ramona was frantically refreshing the DNA testing results page. And then her adoptive dad, Steven, was also frantically refreshing the DNA test results page. And guess how we found out in the end? Snail mail. She opened up an envelope that said that it was a match. I was like,
how could that possibly have been faster?
I know. I was like, because I was like, wait, okay, this makes a lot of sense that you're just like refreshing the page to see if it's a match. If I were Ramona, that would be part of my morning routine.
Yeah.
Like wake up, refresh the page, lunch break, refresh the page, dinner time, refresh the page, about to go to sleep, refresh the page. There is no way I'm finding out news from an envelope, from someone that someone has mailed to me on a remote island off of Toronto. There's no way I'm getting that piece of critical news.
Seriously, how long? How long do you think it took for that envelope to get there to Muskoka?
It was probably Ellis who delivered it too. He's the freaking mailman on this island too. Okay. That was like my time card issues with all of this. Okay, wait, sorry. One more thing. One more thing. When Steven actually gets to the island, they're having dinner, they're having spaghetti. And Steven is like, the spaghetti is gas.
Wait, Connor? Connor said that, right?
Wait, I thought Steven said that.
I thought Connor said that.
Okay, if Connor said it, then it was fine. But I thought it was Steven who said it.
Okay. Okay, yappers, let us know who said that.
Because I was very confused. I was like, what father who is from New York says spaghetti is gas? Especially one who is upset at his children.
Yeah, seriously. No, I thought it was Connor. All right. Well, we'll never know.
Connor is someone else that I had a little bit of an issue with. I was like, is he the villain? Is he not?
Oh my God.
Tell.
What I will say about Connor, okay, A, I thought his acting was really funny. B, I was so afraid that he was going to sleep with Rory's mom the entire show. Like,
oh my God.
There were vibes, right?
There were
like,
vibes.
please no, please don't let this happen. And then I was very pleasantly surprised that it did not happen.
Denise was another stereotyped character.
Very stereotypical.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. Those are all of my issues that I was really irate about. It was like heated rivalry time card level of irateness. Question. Why did you think that Annie was really upset that Ramona was 100% Steven and Goldie's daughter?
I mean, I think Annie has a lot of, I don't know if trauma is the right word, but like her identity is so tied to the fact that she's adopted and is trying to find connection with her mom. And then I think finding out that Ramona, who she thought she had so much in common with because neither of them knew their mom, is actually the only biological daughter of her dad. She just felt like Ramona skipped over her. I kind of got it. Because I feel like she was like, oh my God, I thought we were both in this together and we both felt like we didn't have our real parents. And she's like, oh, now you got a real parent. Great. I'm still stuck here. Yeah.
I guess the other confusing point was, I mean, maybe this goes back to my earlier points of not really knowing how Annie truly felt, but it really did not feel like Annie liked her dad at all.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's true.
And then the fact that Ramona's like real dad ended up being Steven was also kind of confusing because it felt like Annie had a sense of jealousy around that because Ramona had Steven as her real dad. And Annie was like, oh, but he's actually a really good dad. And then I was like, okay, well, that's like not the vibe that I got in the first couple episodes.
Actually, I take it back. I don't think she dislikes her dad normally, but I think she was really resentful when she found out about the whole history of her family, that he never shared any of that with her. So I don't think she actually hates him. I think she was just mad at him.
Okay, that's fair. He's extremely secretive, but then also didn't even confront him when he came to Muskoka. Didn't even confront him whatsoever. It just was like, I'm leaving. I'll see you at dinner time.
Okay, to be fair, she was so hungover and she had just had sex with Rory.
Okay.
My dad is the last person I would want to hang out with in that situation. And then when the dinner actually happened, she did confront him. And she like asked a lot of follow-up questions.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
My girl Annie.
Who do you think is a more reasonable endgame for Annie? Rory or Ellis?
I guess it depends on if she goes to college or not.
Yeah, also, what is Annie's game plan? I thought, okay, she's 18, right? So
yeah, but she has one more year of high school.
She's entering her senior year of high school, right?
Yeah.
In Muskoka?
I guess so.
Do they have
moving countries?
Is Ellis the
teacher? He's the teacher and the teacher's pet. And the principal.
The college admissions counselor.
Yes.
Poor Ellis. You didn't know the school would be operating this year. Oh, man.
Yeah, okay. So she stays and doesn't go back to New York, but yeah. And it was kind of sounding like she didn't want to go to college when Rory was like, oh, I know the Wharton person in the Wharton board. And she's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very strange. As someone who did go to Wharton, what do you think? Should she really strive to be a Whartonite?
Well, I will say Wharton undergrad is quite different than Wharton grad. Yeah. But Wharton undergrads, I mean, from what I know and the ones that I've met, I think Annie in episode 1 very much fit in with them. Like, very driven, very organized, very cutthroat. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. But Muskoka changed, Sterling Point changed her.
Just one summer in Muskoka is all you
Damn.
need to do a complete 180. So if she stayed in Muskoka, Ellis is endgame. But if she goes to Wharton, Rory.
Rory is endgame. Yeah, I mean, I like her with Ellis more than I like her with Rory. She just seems to like Ellis more, but I don't see how they would work if she's like, she has this big life and he's staying in his small life.
He's the backbone of Muskoka.
Muskoka would not survive without him.
It's true. So I think I was like, okay, Alice's endgame for sure. For sure. This makes sense. But I thought the Xavier Plano story that Roy talked about was really sad.
Yeah, I really liked Rory, to be honest. Yeah. I like that they didn't make him a villain.
Yes, agreed. Like, he was a very reasonable person. His friend Lincoln was absolutely a villain, but still.
Yeah, that
he
dude
was
sucked.
like very nice. Yeah, very cordial.
Yeah, very cordial. Did not get toxic or possessive over Annie. Was just like, oh, dang, I think she likes Ellis. I'm sad about it. But like, didn't take
Yeah.
it out on her, didn't pressure her. I really liked him. And I think he was really playing the piano.
I think so too.
Right?
Right?
It looked
The
like he was
actor?
actually the one playing the piano.
Yeah. I was like,
I
oh
was
my
so
God.
impressed. Yeah.
Did he also smoke in middle school?
Wait, what?
So like one of their banter, like between Annie and Rory, she was like, oh yeah, and like Rory, the guy who was like smoking in middle school, I was like, what these New Yorkers are built different.
Dude, if Gossip Girl taught me anything, it's that the kids are out here in the streets doing God knows what.
Yeah, I was like, middle school? Smoking in middle school? That's insane.
Insane.
Also, all the clubs that they were going to and just having shots and everything, I'm like, I thought they were supposed to be 18.
Yeah. Okay. The drinking age in Canada is 19. So how were they at that club just ripping shots?
Maybe they all had fakes, I guess.
Maybe.
But
Honestly,
yeah.
wouldn't be surprised. New Yorkers. Like rich New York teenagers. I believe it.
Yeah. Just had a fake. Speaking about ripping shots at the club, did you recognize the girl who played Annie's friend?
I sure did. My girl Abby from Ginny and Georgia.
Indeed. I was like, dang, I recognize her too.
Nice. She's such a good actor. I said this during Ginny and Georgia and I stand by it. She's so cute and she plays her role so well always.
I loved the montage that they had with the two of them in the bathroom, like taking turns being like the comforter and the comfortee.
Girlhood.
Girlhood.
That scene was also interesting because I guess, yeah, like you said, I was like, I can't tell if Annie likes Rory. Sometimes she's just like, I'm just dancing here and he's also here. But then sometimes it was like she's into it. And then her whole like man planting his hand on the wall thing. Yeah. I was like, is that flirting or is that literally an intrusive thought she's always had?
Yeah, this is exactly. I don't know if she's like, if there is an intention behind the things that she's saying or if it is an intrusive thought that she's just saying out loud. Because she says both things the same exact way.
I think I would believe it, and I think this is consistent with her actions. I would believe if she's just saying all of her thoughts out loud. And there's no, like, that was not a move on Rory by her. She was just like, I think if I was a dude, I would love to plant my hand on the wall like this.
But then she put her back to the wall, and then I thought she was inviting Rory to put his hand, on the wall. And then instead he started talking about Xavier Plano.
And then she laughed. I was like, Annie, stop laughing. This is the saddest thing I've ever heard.
I think, I mean, to be fair, I feel like they were both super, super drunk. And like, that's why she just had an inappropriate reaction. But yeah, what do you think was the purpose of the Xavier Plano story? Because all it did was make me feel like Rory is the one. It's like Rory has such depth of character to be able to self-reflect like this.
I do think it was to give him some depth, and because I think the show wanted to make it clear that he's not a villain, even if she doesn't choose him. And I think that story and seeing that human side of him really helped with that. Because otherwise, he was just kind of like this rich nobody, no personality. But that really gave him a lot of character.
I think the other purpose of the story was to say that in the end, he did not want to be second. He did not want to lose to someone, even if it meant making him unhappy in the long term. Right? Like, what if Xavier Plano was basically Ellis, and like he knows that she's going to choose Ellis, and so he is going to just take himself out of the running and just move, like go back to New York and not try anymore, because at least then he didn't lose to Ellis.
Dude, that's so astute.
Thank you.
I think that's exactly why they put that story in. Ooh, I love it. I love it.
Snaps. We
Snaps
analyzing
Ruchi.
over here. Why do all the New York City teenagers go to Muskoka?
Dude, I don't fucking know. People who grew up in New York, do you know of this place? Is this place talked about?
If you were to play the game Map Tap and Muskoka came up, would you be able to click on it?
I think, how many points do you think you would get if the clue is Muskoka? I think I would be in the high 80s.
I mean, we know that it's an island semi-close to Toronto, so we at least know it's on the east side of Canada.
Yes.
And then I would zoom in and see whatever islands are around and then just click on one.
Yeah.
Nice.
That would be my strategy too.
Yeah. Yappers, check out maptap.gg for a fun daily geo-based game.
I love that game so much, and I've gotten my entire family into it and my Seattle friend group also.
I tried to get my family into it. They didn't respond. It was very sad. But
Damn.
Andrew's entire family is into it. So
nice.
That's great. Okay, more questions on the plot. So one thing that kind of just came up that was not addressed whatsoever, I don't even know if you remember this, Connor reached out to their biological mom.
I think that was a setup for season 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so setup for season 2, Connor reaches out to biological mom, and Annie is in Muskoka, and Ramona is in New York. What else do you think is going to happen in this season? Do you think this season needs to happen? That's another question.
I would watch it. I think I really liked the characters. I don't think there was anyone I really hated besides Joe. Useless ass Joe.
He really just did not do the right thing at so many points in time.
Poor Ramona. You let her grow up without a parent. I mean, Gordon was there, but like that's her grandfather.
She could have had 2 parents.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who's the better dad, in quotes. You can be a dad too.
What was the question?
What do you think will happen in season 2?
Yeah. Okay, season 2.
Ramona.
I think hopefully more Ramona. I want more Ramona. They were so cute. And maybe like more, I would like to see more Connor character development. I think we saw a little bit, but like not the full arc. We just saw him realizing that he doesn't actually have any real people in his life.
Yes.
But then there was no resolution for that.
Yeah. We only just got started on Connor's side of the story.
Yeah, so I want some of that.
Oh, do you think that Ramona will actually like New York?
No. I don't think so. I think she's meant to like live in the Pacific Northwest.
That's the vibe I got from her too. Or Italy.
Or Italy. She would fit right in. Or so someone said.
I think it was Connor
Yeah,
was
maybe
Connor.
Connor. Yeah.
Yeah. What would you do if someone gave you an island? Would you immediately sell it, or would you go live there for a little bit and
I
then
think I would
sell
go
it?
live there for a little bit. Yeah, I think I would go live there for a little bit and see if I wanted to keep the whole island, or maybe I would make like a really cute set of oh, you know what I would do? This has been my dream
Erewhon?
for so long. Erewhon. Erewhon. No, I would turn it into a beautiful, intimate wedding venue, I
Oh,
think.
yeah. You
This has
have been
been my
wanting
dream
that.
for so many years, to have like a really beautiful wedding venue surrounded by trees with like a gathering space with big windows where you can see, you feel like you're outside but you're indoors, and there are a bunch of little huts connected via little paths, but they're all in the woods, so it's kind of hikey and remote. Yeah, that's what I would do.
So cute. Question: Who is buying islands anyway? Like when they
Uh,
were like, "Oh, Denise gave you an offer for like this island," I was like, "But who's
from
on the
who?
other side of that
Yeah,
offer?"
they never really explained that. I was like, is Denise trying to buy the
Yeah,
island?
where did Denise get the capital?
Oh, because she's had 9 marriages. Maybe she's
Yeah,
killed
it's like
killed all 9 husbands or something.
the 9 husbands of Denise Hugo. But yeah, I was like, is Denise a representative of Erewhon? Like, who is
Yeah,
she
who?
representing? If it's, is it her? Like, I don't know.
They never explained it.
Never explained it. Crazy. Yeah, I think, I'm actually surprised that this didn't come up in the conversation between Annie and Ramona. So at the end of the series, Ramona is like, yeah, I want to sell. You have to back me up because you promised. And then Annie's like, this is a big decision. And Ramona's like, back me up. And then I was like, there's a compromise here, like a very obvious compromise of, okay, Ramona, why don't you go to New York and live there for a year and then see if you like it? And then see if that like clarifies your decision more, or like live there for 5 years. Like you have so much time,
Yeah, now you
Ramona.
got a rich dad, Ramona. You can do
Yeah.
whatever you want.
You can have Google Home wake you up in the morning and play you white noise as you put on your
Yeah.
21-step skincare routine. These are all options for you now. But instead, she was just like, yeah, I'll back you up. It's like, Annie, no.
Oh, Annie.
As a as a potential Wharton student, you have to master the art of negotiation.
Yes, Annie, that is your first lesson to learn.
That's why she didn't get in. There was no response to the email being like, hey, is there a wait list or something?
She didn't even try that hard.
She didn't even try. She just took the no.
This is how Wharton actually admits students. They reject everyone and then see who tries to get in anyway.
That would honestly be a great system, except it would only work 1 year.
This is akin to Harry marrying all 20 of his women and then divorcing them one by one.
Follow BYR for more hot takes on how systems should change to be more equitable. Okay. I think this is my last question. What was your period ceremony?
Oh, I loved this episode. So sweet. I did not, I guess, have a ceremony. I think I cried and my mom hugged me and then I slept in her bed.
You cried? Like tears of
Yeah.
pain?
Not pain. I think I was just like, my childhood is over.
And
Yeah.
then everything continued basically exactly the same the next day.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what I was realizing as I was watching this show is that I did not have an older girl in my life. Like there was nobody my generation but older. Because Mira was in Australia, so I didn't really know her when we were kids at all. And so there was no girl that was in my generation but a little bit older to help me through. And so when they were helping Maple with her first period, I was like, wait, I want a set of big sisters to help me through my first period. I never had that.
But did you feel like you were paving the way for your sister when she got her period? Did you do anything special for her?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry, Andrew. I don't even know if I was aware
Wow.
when hers started.
Wow. Really?
Damn. Yeah, I didn't deserve the ceremony.
You like, I wish someone gave me a ceremony, but when given the opportunity to give it to someone else.
You know
No.
what? I paved the way for her in so many ways. This one should not be held against me.
Okay, that's fair, because as a younger sister, I think this is how the conversation went down. I was like, "Oh, I think I got my period," to my mom, and then she was like, "Oh, okay," and then she gave me a pad and then like told me how to use it. And then my sister came over and was like, "I heard you got your period." And I was like, "Yeah." And then she was like, "Cool, welcome to the club," and then walked away. And then that was our conversation. And then we didn't talk again for 10 years.
It's been 22 years.
I haven't heard from her since. Yeah, so I think it was equally, it's like not a thing.
Unceremonial. Yeah.
No ceremony around it. Would you have wanted a ceremony though?
In some ways, yeah. Because I don't know if you felt this way, but I feel like when I was in middle school and got my period, I feel like there was kind of a stigma around it. And like, I didn't even tell my friends for a whole year that I had gotten my period. And like, they didn't tell me either. And like, we
Oh.
just didn't really talk about it until so much later. And I feel like if there was a ceremony around it, if women were celebrating it, or like anyone was celebrating it, I feel like I wouldn't have had so much, like, I don't know if shame is the right word, but yeah, I guess shame around it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe I never felt shame about my period. I just felt like it was kind of an inconvenience. But I also didn't really get painful periods, I will say. So maybe that's why I like largely ignored it. And because I had the blessing of being able to just do that and not feeling that affected by it.
Nice.
Yeah, I only felt affected by it actually starting in college, and then realized that my period was very much like correlated with stress in my life. So like if I had a really, really stressful time, then I would have really, really bad period.
Dang.
Yeah. So maybe, yeah, I feel like we should talk about these things more.
Yeah.
And celebrate them more.
Yeah. It was really
Yeah.
sweet that Ramona made Annie a flower crown.
Yeah, that was really cute. That was really nice. I pledge that if there's any young girls in my life who get their period, I pledge to celebrate them.
Me too.
Great.
Great. At this point, probably my daughter, whenever that happens.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah, probably. Well, as long as we remember this promise.
I didn't not celebrate when Maui got her period.
Do you think Maui feels shame? Do you think your 2-year-old golden retriever Maui feels shame about getting her period to the point where you have to celebrate it?
That girl has never felt shame in her life.
Oh, Maui.
Should we talk about Ramona and Una's relationship?
Yeah.
Okay, my first thought was that Una went from fuck girl to in love with Ramona really fast. And there was seemingly like no transition period where she was like, is this really who I am? You know? Like there's no second guessing after it happened, which I thought was a little bit unrealistic.
I think yes, but also I feel like Ramona and Una have known each other for so long that Una has probably thought that she was in love with Ramona, but like didn't want to do anything to mess it up. And so like that's why she just did her like fuck girl behavior basically.
Mm.
And that's also why Maple called her out on it and was like, hey, you have to like stop that now.
Shit's real now.
By the way.
That's fair. That's fair. All right.
Did you think Ramona and Una's relationship was believable?
Yeah, I think so. Like two best friends friends to lovers. Yeah, I think it was believable. I was really happy that they got together.
Yeah.
And then really sad that they broke up.
Yeah. I actually really liked that all of the conversations that they had was just the two of them, because I feel like you could really feel the love that they had for each other.
Yeah.
I really liked their conversations the most out of everyone else.
Yeah. Me too. Me too. It felt really natural and raw.
Yeah.
And I think it was cute that they both bonded over not really having parents. And I'm actually surprised that Ramona finding out her biological dad is around didn't send Una into a spiral, like it did with Annie.
But I feel like Una's situation it's different because it's not like her mom is dead, even though she's pretty much out of the picture. And then also with Ramona and Una, Ramona also had Gordon in her life.
True.
So it's not like she never had a dad or like never had a guardian.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I guess it's just right now in the span of the show that they're both parentless.
Yeah. Yeah. But you're right. It kind of like should have, but maybe also because Una has to show up for Maple, then she feels more grounded or like feels like she has more of a sense of family. Yeah. Maybe, if I had to guess.
Maybe. Why do you think in episode 1, when she's like hanging out with Annie for the first time and then Ellis shows up and then Annie and Ellis are like, oh, hey. And Una's like, you two know each other? And they're like, oh, yeah, we met on the plane. And then Una kind of like rolled her eyes. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Why do you think she rolled her eyes?
I think because she saw that there was kind of a vibe between the two of them already. And she was like, classic.
Drama.
Ellis getting all the girls. And then was like, dang, there's already a vibe here between Annie and Ellis. And so I can't mac on Annie.
But Annie was so straight, wasn't she? I guess that's Una's type.
Yeah, exactly. Una was like, saying like how beautiful she was and all those things. So.
Oh, okay. So she's like, another one bites the dust.
I think so. That's how I interpreted it.
Okay. Do you think Ellis does get all the girls?
He's the backbone of Muskoka.
Girls should be going for him because he's the only person that can do anything on this damn island.
He's the only person who does anything on that island. He's the unavailable king.
And he's everywhere. My dude is everywhere.
Sat there fixing lamps, driving boats, piloting airplanes.
God forbid someone needs a boat when someone needs a plane. What would happen?
God forbid someone needs anything while Ellis is in the bathroom or sleeping. Poor
what
Ellis.
happens when he's sick or at school?
Can't afford it and there's no school, so it's fine. Oh, man. Ellis.
Yo, Ellis.
There also didn't seem to be that many other, like, kids who were there year-round other than them.
That's true. That's true.
Everyone else are, like, New Yorkers.
Yeah, when Rory was like, but nobody lives here. And then Amy was like, people live here.
People live here, Rory. Yeah. That was the one, like, out-of-touch thing that he said.
Yeah. Everything else was not that bad at all.
Oh, Rory.
My question for you is, rank these Prime Video teen dramas. Sterling Point, Off Campus, Every Year After, and Summer I Turned Pretty.
I would say Off Campus number 1, Summer I Turned Pretty number 2, Sterling Point number 3, Every Year After number 4.
I would rank The Summer I Turned Pretty first.
Okay, that's what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah. It just had so much like lore around it, and that I was a Swiftie at the time that seasons 1 and 2 came out, so there was that added fun and just so much will they won't they drama. So
that makes sense. As someone who was not part of that when it was coming out, it feels like I missed the boat. So
yeah, fair.
That's why I don't have that kind of nostalgia.
You don't have that kind of relationship with The Summer I Turned Pretty.
I don't have that nostalgia with it.
Fair. Okay, so The Summer I Turned Pretty first. Then I think I do think I liked Off Campus better than this show, but not by very much. So maybe I'd rank Off Campus second, but then Sterling Point a very close third. And then Every Year After is way down there.
Yes, agreed. Every Year After is low. Sorry. It's mostly because of the ice cream scene.
I do think I gave that show like a 9 out of 10.
You always do, Shalini.
It always gets me on enjoyment, man.
It does. Should we rate this one?
All right, let's do it.
We'll see if actually our ratings for each one actually match our rankings.
That's right. I think I would actually give enjoyment a 4 and quality a 4 for this one.
Okay. I would give quality, I'm between a 3 and a 4. I'm going to say 3. And I think enjoyment, I'm between a 2 and a 3.
Oh my God.
I guess I'll say 3 for enjoyment. I'll round up for enjoyment because I rounded down on quality.
Okay, yeah, I will say, I think around episode 3 or 4, the show was boring me a little bit, but then I got sucked back in after episode 4 or 5, I think.
I think by the time like the second or third twist came about, I was like, what is going on? Like, what is happening? And then realized that I actually didn't care what was happening. Yeah. Unfortunate. So I was a 6, and then you were
I was an 8.
8? Okay.
Yeah.
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
I feel like we got...
That sounds right.
I feel like we did 7 out of 10 for the others. I think maybe Every Year After was a 6. We'll have to look.
The Summer I Turned Pretty, well, it was me and Aliana, and I'm pretty sure we gave 9s and 10s across the board.
I think that's right. I think you did.
Sounds about right.
But you did seem to enjoy that. For what it's worth, you did seem to enjoy that way more than
True. Very
these
true.
other shows. Yeah.
Very true. And then Off Campus, I can't remember what Jing and I gave. Let me just check right now.
Okay, I would have given Off Campus a 9 out of 10.
Oh, 7.5.
For Off Campus?
Off Campus, yeah. That's right above this.
What was Every Year After? I'm pretty sure I gave Every Year After a 6 out of 10 as well.
Every Year After... 6.5 out of 10. That sounds right.
I think I gave it a 6 and you gave it a 7.
Okay, so this does follow at least my rankings of the shows. Our average ratings follows my ranking. All right.
That makes sense.
I'm happy with that.
Because you were the common point in
that's true.
Episodes too, because I didn't do 2 of them.
True. Okay, that actually, sometimes I'm like, I feel like my ratings are so random, but that actually validates me a lot, that my ratings are truly how I felt about it. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. I feel like over time, I don't know, actually. I don't know if I feel more strongly towards the show, and like therefore my ratings would get higher if asked again, or if they fade over time. It's most likely that they fade over time.
Yeah, probably.
Hello.
Hello.
Should we do binge in progress?
Sure. Do you want to go first?
I don't know if I have anything to contribute. I have not been watching TV except for Sterling Point this week.
What about books, music?
Oh, books. Okay. And music, actually. Books, I'm still making my way through Butter by Asako Yuzuki.
I'm also still making my way through Butter. I think I'm like 80% through.
Book.
It is long.
Every time I think I'm like almost done, I look at how much I have left and it's like 100 pages. And I'm like, 100 pages?
Yeah. I feel like, okay, my one criticism about this book is that it's not like one narrative arc where you can tell where you are in the story. It's like all these like mini stories and you
Yeah.
don't know how it fits into the overall story at all.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
also don't know if it's feminist or anti-feminist.
Dude, same. Literally same. Or if it's like this really weird take on feminism
Yeah.
where it's like fighting the patriarchy in terms of body type, but also feeding into the patriarchy in terms of heteronormative expectations.
Yeah.
It's so, yeah, you're so right. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I cannot tell. Or like I'm like maybe one person is supposed to be this way and another person is not, but then they like both see each other's points of view and so like then they start like going towards each other. And it's like I don't know, like what is the point you're trying to make here?
I
I'm
don't
very
know.
confused.
I don't know.
But
I
yeah,
thought
I've
the book
been
was really good until she and Reiko go to the
the
like
village
the hometown.
place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
But
after that, and that trip was also really interesting. And then after that, it kind of fell apart for me.
yeah, but then there's like 200 more pages after
Yeah, that's
that.
like the halfway mark.
Yeah. So anyway, I think I'm very close to being done with it. So I'm hopeful that I will finish it this week. We'll see.
Nice.
Oh, I also I have news. Deli Boys season 2 is the last season. It's canceled.
Honestly, good riddance. Sadly.
Yeah. I'm not surprised, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I have other
Okay.
updates on like what's coming out soon. We can
Oh,
do that.
okay. Wait, should I do my binge in progress?
But yeah, you can do your
Okay.
in progress.
Okay. So, book. I just finished Yesteryear by Carol Claire Burke or something. Do you know the premise?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So, Anne Hathaway is going to play this person in the movie, and she just bought the rights to the film. But
Oh, is that the one with the trad wife?
yeah.
Oh.
You told me about this in a pop culture
Yes.
update, I think.
Yes. I didn't know it was based on a book though.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes, it's based on a book. I just read the book. It was batshit crazy.
Like in a good way?
Yes, I really liked it.
Okay, I'm writing this down.
I think the
must
book
read it.
might be very polarizing. Like, I don't know if everyone really loved it, but I liked it because I did not see the ending coming at all.
I want to read this next after I finally finish Butter.
So, Yappers, the premise of Yesteryear is that this woman is a tradwife influencer living on a ranch with her husband and 5 kids. And she preaches these traditional Christian family values, blah, blah, blah. And then one day she wakes up and she's actually in the 1800s living the tradwife life of like having to churn her own butter, having to make her own bread, tend to the chickens, you know, all this stuff. And just her coping with that. And then you're like, what's really going on? How's she going to get out of this?
Okay. Is it similar to Connecticut Yankee and King Arthur's Court?
Is that a book?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like another like time travel-ish book where it's, you guessed it, a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court. And he's like an engineer, so he's like taking all this modern technology to King Arthur's court. It's a Mark Twain novel.
Oh, okay. I never read it. Never even heard of it.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Anyway,
And then,
cool.
other than that, music, I've been binging Phoebe Bridgers' new album that came out on Friday. It's good.
She's coming to the Bay Area October 28th.
Oh, is that one of your pop culture updates?
Oh, I
how
just
did
keep
you know
seeing
that?
people selling her tickets, and I keep seeing October 28th everywhere.
Oh, because it's your birthday.
Yeah.
You want to go see Phoebe Bridgers for your birthday?
Yeah, I was like, maybe I should. But then every time I think about it, it keeps getting sold out.
Oh.
Yeah, it's also a random Wednesday, so.
All right.
This week we have Love is Blind UK Season 3 coming out Wednesday, August 19th. And we have Outer Banks Season 5 coming out on Netflix on August 20th. And that's all I have written down. I'm sure there are others that are going on. Oh yeah, Don't Say Good Luck released on this past Friday, August 14th. That's the one with Sunny Sandler, Adam Sandler's daughter. And I haven't watched it yet.
I also have not watched it yet. I have not watched anything except... Actually, that's not true. I have started my annual or maybe biannual or... What's every 2 years? Is that biannual?
I think it's biannual.
Okay. I started my biannual rewatch of How I Met Your Mother. So I'm back on that.
Oh, great. I started watching The Office on Peacock.
Oh, nice.
The ads, man. I can't.
Oh, I got that Michael Hurley login.
Oh, nice. Well, as always, Yappers, if you have a show that you would love for us to watch, please let us know. Reach out to us in many of the avenues we have. There's so many options.
Let's list them out. Okay, Spotify comments, YouTube comments, Apple Podcast comments.
Don't reach out to us on Apple Podcast comments.
To be honest, yes,
we don't look at those.
Instagram DMs, TikTok DMs, emailing us at hello@bingeyaprepeat.com.
Duolingo streaks, Yelp reviews,
Spotify DMs,
snail mail.
Snail mail only if it's coming from Muskoka Island.
And if you liked Sterling Point,
we have shows for you. Every summer after. Or sorry, every year after.
Every summer I turned pretty off campus.
Did you turn pretty off campus? I turned pretty on campus.
Must be nice.
Yeah. Are there any other ones?
Ginny and Georgia. If you liked that one club scene.
If you liked that girl in the club scene, watch Ginny and Georgia. And if you liked Joe, watch Grey's Anatomy. I guess.
There you go. I think we nailed it.
Nice. All right.
Tune in next time.
Thanks for yapping. Thanks for yapping with us. If you loved this episode, have some hot takes we missed, or if you've got a show you're dying for us to binge next, follow us on socials. We're at bingeyaprepeat.
Until next time, happy binging!